These are not pocket knives for camping trips. They're high-end cutlery, perfect for slicing through delicious French cheeses. They feature the unmistakable wavy pattern of Damascus steel. To recreate the legendary metal known as Damascus steel, a cutler, an artisan who specializes in knife making, stacks alternating layers of nickel and carbon steel. He then uses a grinder to even the edges for the next step. He welds the 9 layers of carbon steel and 8 layers of nickel steel together. He begins the forging process by placing the layers in a coal-fired forge, where they heat up to 800 degrees Celsius. Step by step, the layers will be forged into a single piece of Damascus steel. An automated hammer pounds the layers, forcing them to bind to each other at the molecular level. As the powerful hammering process forces the layers together into a unified piece of steel, it also flattens out and lengthens the metal. The cutler can then break the piece in 3 places and layer them all together. This triples the number of layers from 17 to 51. The cutler will repeat this process again and again until the steel has around 300 layers. Here, a cutler prepares a specialized model of a Laguiole pocket knife, which will have a distinctive shape. He continues the forging process of heating and hammering. The carbon steel will give the knife its sharp edge, while the nickel will provide flexibility. This manufacturer uses the forged steel to create several different types of blades for their pocket knives. A cutler places the formed blades in an oven, where the intense heat will help flatten them. Once a blade has cooled, cutlers cut it to size, drill a hinge hole, and use a belt sander to reduce it to 3 millimeters. Next, they will heat and rapidly cool the blades to temper them before sharpening them, and then dipping them into a solution of ferric chloride to reveal the unique wave patterns in the Damascus steel. There's more to a pocket knife than just the blade. This manufacturer handcrafts each component of their knives. To create the bolster component, a cutler starts by heating a 9 millimeter stainless steel rod. Once the steel reaches 850 degrees Celsius, he then stamps it into a mold. The production process can stamp out 20 bolsters in just 12 seconds. Once they've cooled, a cutler spot welds them to a blade. To shape the spring plate, which forms part of the folding mechanism, a cutler heats one end up to 850 degrees Celsius. He uses a specialized tool to stamp the top portion flat. This flat surface will be the starting point for cutlers to create the B figure, an emblematic feature of Laguiole knives. They start by reducing the surface to a triangular shape. Using a series of different files, the cutler carefully sculpts the bee's eyes, body, and wings. It seems that Pierre-Jean Calmel, the inventor of the Laguiole knife, used a bee symbol in 1829, and cutlers have been using it ever since to set the knife apart from other types. Cutlers shape the entire spring plate, and it takes more than skilled work with a few files to complete. Stay tuned to see how they use high-tech instruments to refine the images before assembling the rest of the knife. Even the simplest one-piece knife requires 109 production steps to complete.